Everybody, back at it again. Right now, we're going to check out a Kiriko Silver 1 gameplay from Squeaky, also known as Sedoodle in chat, okay? Key moment 1, from 3:35 to 4 minutes. The initial battle started with a standstill. I didn't know how to provide any more value to my team with a Sojourn pressuring me from high ground. Was there a way that I could get a pick to help the battle turn in our favor or support our Sojourn more? Okay, let's check this one out. So it's from 3:35 to 4 minutes. 3:35 to 4 minutes. 3:35 to 4 minutes. As you know the drill, we're gonna watch it first, and then we're gonna comment on it.
My gift to you.
Didn't lose the fight. Okay. Okay, let's see this. Let's see this. Let's see this. Probably stop to flame your teammates. I respect that. I don't. Don't do that. Okay. First things first. Let's analyze the fight a little bit before. Whenever I check like stuff like this, I'm checking the following things. I'm checking who's dead, when they're gonna be back, and also the ultimate charge. So in this case, if you look carefully, it's 4 versus 4 at 3:35. Fight is happening. Let me observe from here. You are 3 versus 3. Moira's gonna be back. They're backing out. Okay, all good. Now it should be 3:35 when everybody's grouped up. Okay. So, most important thing. When you have the advantage, okay? When you have the advantage, in this case, like the team fight is won and the enemy team is backing out, there are some moments in which you want to apply pressure. With a hero like Kiriko, you can apply pressure without any... Cassidy DC'd? What do you mean DC'd? He's here. Cassidy is back. You can apply pressure with Kiriko very easily with your fade, okay? With your fade. So in this case, after you win the team fight, just press W. Just press W, okay? Because right now, like, the enemy team is backing out, and you're staying on point, and you're poking from a very safe spot. Like, I love the fact that you're taking an off angle, and that you're, like, trying to poke them and stuff. But in this case, when 4 people are down below, you can just go over here on top, maybe get some picks here, and then TP back to your teammate. I usually do this with Kiriko when I have, like, another support that I feel can take care of my teammates. In this case, Moira can take care of Ramat in case he takes a lot of damage. So if, let's say, I would play with Ana, I play Kiriko with Ana, Baptiste, Mercy to a certain extent, or Moira, and I see that they're staying with my team, I would go in off angle, like I would be a Genji, a Tracer, something like that. And whenever I go there, I always like look around before to be able to like find an anchor to an escape, okay, to turn back to your team. So in this case, the fight, I would say what you could have done more is before putting yourself in this position, you could have done the following. Oh, the vote review got bugged. Okay, I have to reload it. 3:35. Give me a second. I'm sorry for this being a little bit scuffed. We will watch a little bit more than the 2 minutes.
Now entering mid, ready for battle.
3:35. So the fight is won because you're pushing the point and they're backing out. You're full HP. I would recommend either going even deeper and shooting them and then going back to your team, or climbing all the way on top of the platform, maybe shooting the Sojourn, maybe shooting them from over here, even dropping behind them and shooting them a bit and then TPing back to your teammate. But now let's continue with this part of the fight. Let's say you don't want to do that. This is good pressure. You're afraid of your Ramata taking a bunch of damage, you're playing it safe, but you're complicating the angle. The second part, complicating the angle with Kiriko. If you're not contested, then you want to give yourself a nice wide angle where you can spam at headshot level. In this case, you're having like the possibility of landing shots only this small. You know what I mean? It's only this small, when you could just play to the side of the payload and spam all of them, giving you an increased chance of landing your shots. So you don't want to pressure, you want to play here. Okay, all good. Now, the third thing, which happens a lot in Silver, and this is, hear me out, everybody, and no matter what rating, you gotta learn this. Sojourn doing some damage to you doesn't mean that she's gonna one-shot you. Understand how much damage the enemies can do to you and play around that. For example, if you're running a Sojourn and you take a little bit of damage, that doesn't mean that if she shoots, she's gonna kill you. But if you take some damage, like 5 or 10, I think 10 damage it is, and she's blue, then she can one-shot you. So in this case, your positioning was overall, I would say, you could be more aggressive. Yes, you could create a bigger angle and stuff. You could do that stuff. But that wasn't the reason why I felt like the fight was lost. Okay? So in this case, the thing that you have to do, because this was the question, you should have fought Sojourn a little bit more. Yes. She cannot kill you from here. She just did a little bit of damage. Imagine you playing from here and spamming them a little bit more. Maybe a headshot onto her would have resulted in your own Sojourn to try to get a kill. So you spamming from here was the right thing to do. And now and continue fighting the Sojourn until you're about like half HP or even lower, and then hide. Okay, maybe get a headshot. You could have done like 3 or 4 more shots over here. We can continue with the team fight, but you have a DC, so this is already kind of lost. But this second here, this is like downtime. Okay, this is like downtime. In which, like, you're not participating in the team fight. She did a little bit of damage to you, you back out, and then climb up. This is like 1 second in which you could have landed the Suzu, you could have killed your team, or you could have done damage to them. Now, to summarize the whole thing. So, number one, even though I know that he had a 4 versus 5, what could have happened is if you would have played from here, you could have killed the Sojourn, or at least headshot the Sojourn so your Sojourn can kill the Sojourn. So it would have been a 4 versus 4, and then maybe you would have won the fight. Maybe. But 3 things to take note. First off, when you have a 1 team fight and you're playing Kiriko, be a little bit more aggressive in pressuring and walking in front and then TPing back to your team. Because you might get a pick, you might make them turn around to you, stuff might happen. Instead of playing passive, the enemies have to look from here to here. Maybe if you play a little bit more aggressive, they have to look over here in the back and over here in front. And you don't know what that can lead up to. If you feel like your teammates are not going to die. If you feel like your teammates are going to die and you want to play simple, you don't want to play aggressive, then use the second thing that I told you, which is do not make bad angles for yourself. Play wide angles and try to spam. Like instead of staying over here on high ground and spamming them on low ground, you could just stay over here around the car and spam them from over here. You see how much of a small positioning adjustment from here to here would have done? You probably would have been able to like heal them up, do a lot of damage, see everybody, and still be safe. Not to mention that when the fight starts here with Sojourn, imagine you're not playing on high ground and you're spamming from here. She cannot shoot you that easily. You can heal your team and you can land the Suzu. Imagine the entire team fight, you playing from here and seeing the Sojourn. Plus she has a bad angle at shooting you. You know what I mean? So again, if you can be aggressive, TP back to your team. If not, don't complicate the angle. Play, don't tighten the angle that much, especially against heroes that can kill you. Play long range, try to spam at choke points, try to spam where the enemies are grouped up. Make your life easier. And the most important thing, which I haven't talked about, is think about what can kill you and how they can kill you. Now hear me out. You're in silver, okay? You're in silver currently. So you need to, the more you play the game, the more you're gonna realize when your life is under threat. Overwatch is a game in which you have to take away as many resources from the enemies as you can, with as little resources from you as you possibly can. So in this case, what I'm trying to say is, maybe Sojourn trying to kill you, uses slide, has to charge up, shoots you and not your teammates. So you see how many resources are wasted, and you wait until the last possible second to do something, you know, to escape, to waste their time. So, if, let's say, for example, this would be Widowmaker, then, you know, she can one-shot you. You know, Hanzo can one-shot you. So, in this case, you wouldn't be that aggressive. You know, like, you spam a little bit, but you're playing conservative. But against the Sojourn, if she's not charged up, she's just back into the team fight, not even damage boost from Mercy to say that you're afraid from the damage, nobody else shooting you, it takes some time for her to kill you. And I've said this story over and over and over, but I just want to stress on this, because it was super important for me as a player to realize this. Whenever you're fighting against a hero that you feel anxiety, I guess, when they're approaching you, try to teach yourself to take deep breaths and think about it cold, you know, not emotionally attached. Because try not to feel anything when you're fighting them, if that makes sense. Because, for example, this is what I've always said. I was panicking when Winston would jump me. I don't know why. seeing Winston cover the entirety of my screen and seeing a big bubble and I was playing Ana, I would panic so much. I would throw my nade in the shield. I would sleep dog the wall. I wouldn't be able to do anything. Anything. So right now, what I did was, I remember I asked Rank to hop in custom games and tell him to jump me. Jump me with Winston. And then I realized how much damage he did. And then I realized that I had a window to play around him. With some heroes, you can do this. With Sojourn. Chat, if you've been watching the stream in Overwatch 2, like from the beginning, how many times did I die from Sojourn? In the first couple of weeks when she was released, oh my god. I was getting one shot left and right. I didn't understand the hero. But right now, I rarely get picked by Sojourn. Rarely get picked by Sojourn. Because I learned. Same thing here. Try to do as much as you can and try to get away with as much as you can by wasting as many resources as you possibly can from the enemy. It's like shooting a Cassidy while you have TP. He headshots you once, he stalks you, then you TP. But he uses a bullet on you, he uses his time on you, and he also uses an ability on you. And then you get out. Okay, let's watch the other part. So yes, TLDR, fight the Sojourn there a little bit more. But primary reason why you lost was that you're 4 versus 5. You could have made it 4 versus 4 and then win it from there. Let's see what's up next. Due to being down a player, I didn't really know what to do through the fight. I tried to support the Sojourn on a different angle to see if she could get a pick. Was this the wrong move? I then tried to initiate the fight with Rush, but we ended up moving around it. Was this the right play or should I have saved it when we were at a different angle? 755 to 840. Okay, this VOD review is a little bit special, I would say, because this is a VOD in which people are going to be like, wait, wrong key. This is a VOD in which people are going to be like, yeah, but they're 4 people. Chat, no matter if you're down 1, you can still learn stuff from it, okay? You can still learn stuff from it. You don't play to win when you're down 1 and you're playing ranked. What you're trying to do is you try to actively make plays to help you learn the game faster. So in this case, it's, you said from 755 to 840. 755 to 840. Oh my god, this was a close game. 755 to 840. Let's watch this.
Under my protection.
VOD got bugged.
Ready for battle.
Under my protection. I'm with you.
Okay. Okay, I want to see this. Panic Suzu a little bit. That's more of a hero experience. Use it to block the damage. Try to shoot a little bit.
Let the Kitsune guide you. This is now time.
10 seconds.
Okay.
Keep attacking.
Bro, this was good. This was good. But I'm gonna teach you a small secret that I feel like doesn't necessarily apply to this example. This is actually really good, dude. For a silver player to do this, what the hell? Are you gonna be in Overwatch League soon? Okay, so I don't want to talk about Suzu usage deck because you probably know that you were afraid that he's gonna take a lot of burst damage. But hear me out. I'm gonna teach you one of the most underrated teachings that I can probably tell anybody in Overwatch. And I feel like on supports, with the abilities that supports have, this matters probably a lot more than on other goals. What you have to do is you have to wait, usually, for an ability to happen when there's a stalemate. A big ability. When an ability happens, that's when you force it. That's when they finish it. For example, let's look at ability or ultimate. Let's look at the enemy team. What abilities I want to wait until I use my ultimate? I want to wait Bastion's turret form. We can maybe survive it. I want to break Sigma shield. Maybe he uses his suck as well. I want to wait for Mega Fade. I want to wait for Sojourn Slide. Maybe Baptiste Lamp. What this means is that whenever I wait, I hear one of these abilities, I am going to wait until they finish before I use my ultimate. That's what I'm going to try to do. Right? Because you play passive until then, you try to force them, and then they use those abilities, and then you have the advantage. This is how Overwatch League, if you watch it very carefully, especially in mirror matchups, is won. Like, games like won. Because usually you have like 3 or 4 big abilities that you play around. And the enemies that usually use the abilities secondly, usually I'm saying, win. If you're not using them proactively to secure a kill fast, if you use them secondly, then you have the advantage in that case. Because you have more resources than them, and they invested resources and they capitalize on it, and blah, 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 blah. So, over here, what I'm trying to say is, you play slow, you wait for abilities to be used, you wait for ultimates to be used, and then you use your ultimate. So let's watch from over here. 40 seconds remaining. This is not the last fight. Oh my god, look how it looks when Bastion ults! I didn't know this! Wait a second! In replay viewer, when Bastion ults... This is so cool! Shows his aim. Okay, that's super cool. Speedy, can you clip that and send me a DM, please? Thank you. Speedy. Okay. So, 30 seconds remaining, point is here. Okay? They use Bastion ult. You wait. You poke. You wait. You have time. You wait. You shoot. You heal. I like the angle that you're taking, by the way. The angle that you're taking is amazing. You're not playing in the same area that your teammates are playing. This is good. Apply pressure. You force fade. Now, if you use your ultimate, you cannot capitalize on this, though, because you don't have range. So you have to get closer. You wait. You wait. Wait. Look. 2 things. First things first. Apart from, as I said, wait for an ability to happen, wait for them to panic, because this is silver, which means they don't have proper ability usage, realize the timer as well. This is 22 seconds. Your ultimate lasts for like, what, 10 seconds? My Lord. Wait a bit. Take your time. A lot of the times, in these situations, enemies will probably use Sigma ultimate. Even if you... Chat, hear me out. Even if they use Sigma ultimate right now, then you die. Let's say they clean at 15 seconds. Takes you 10 seconds to respawn. 5 seconds maybe to touch the point. If, let's say, I don't know, Moira stays alive, you still might be able to touch this. You have to wait. Wait. Take your time, because... A very underrated trick here. And I'm not trolling you with this. Very underrated trick. That I personally do. I personally have. Lower your music volume in game. I am not trolling you. Lower your music volume in game. This is why I keep it on 30, because I would get anxiety in overtime. Look. Boom! Boom! Oh, what is happening? You know what I mean? Lower that down. It's made for you to be stressed. I personally use it as an indicator. To know when overtime is going to happen, when it's like the last 30 seconds. But imagine you're a new player being overwhelmed by abilities, by ultimates, by European 4 versus 5, colors, everybody, everywhere. And then you hear boom, boom, boom. And it panics you. It panics you because you feel the pressure. But then if you detach yourself, you realize, oh, wait a second. We have to actually touch the point in the last 3 seconds. And then overtime is going to kick in. That gives you, what, 20 seconds in this case? 20 seconds. Turn down your music volume, especially if you're new to the game. Because of this overtime thing. I still use it, by the way, because sometimes I don't check the clock and I hear the music. I know that I'm getting close to being forced to make a play. So anyway, you play slow, you see the timer. Here's the thing. This is what I wanted to get into. In this case, Baptiste feels the same pressure as you do, right? He didn't use his window as a reply to your fox. He used his window to buy time. Window lasts 10 seconds. This means that you still have 11 seconds if nobody picks the window. Maybe he uses window. Maybe Sigma pushes with his rock and shield and suck. Maybe Bastion goes in his target form. What you have to do is you have to play slow, bait abilities, and then ult. Do not use your ult as an engage tool, especially in this case. If you're 5 versus 5, you have the advantage. You have ult advantage, then sure, do that. But usually in a game of Overwatch, you want to wait for abilities to be used. And I feel like this is the thing that a lot of people don't talk about because these are like unseen things. Ability usage in lower tiers is usually pretty bad. They have the right intentions to do so, but the timing is what makes the difference. It's one of the reasons why you can be a plat Widowmaker and you can roll a top 500 Widowmaker because you have good aim, but do you know where to play from? Do you know where to place your Venomine? Do you know when to grapple away? Do you realize when you should reposition yourself when the enemies are trying to flank you and get to you? Do you realize who actually going to go for some shots? Where are the enemies going to position? Like, you see how many things are happening at the same time? So, wait for stuff to happen, detect what's going to happen, and then do it. Nice and simple here, though, is lower down your music volume, first off. Secondly, wait for important abilities to happen before you fox. And thirdly, wait until the last possible second, because if you feel stressed, they feel stressed. This is one thing that took me years to learn. It's one of the reasons why when you watch pro play, you're going to be like, where are they playing from there? That's a bad position. Usually, if your position is uncomfortable for you, it's uncomfortable for the enemies. For example, I don't have a good example here actually on this part of the map. Look, this is a bad example, right? Because they have high ground advantage while you don't. But playing from over here might actually be good. It's bad for you, but it's bad for the enemies as well. You know what I mean? So in this case, wait, bait. Look what happens. They get a kill. Coalescence is used. I like that you split from a team and then you TP. You take the resource. Imagine, just envision the fight in this scenario, okay? And then we're gonna go and we're gonna check another thing. Imagine a team fight in this scenario. They window. A kill happens. 4v4. 4v4. Bastion uses this, you TP to Ramatra, and then you fox from here. You win the fight. Clearly, you win the fight. Even if he gets lifted up. Sojourn will probably gonna die, you're gonna get to Bastion. And that's it. Now, I'm gonna go back in the VOD review in a second. Because I don't know why, but the sound gets bugged. I just want to say that I really respect the fact that you submitted a 4 vs 5 VOD. Because you can still learn from 4 vs 5. And overall, I feel like you just have to play the game a little bit more. I'm still gonna gold the VOD review right now. Wait, there was actually one more thing that I wanted to say. That you wanted me to see. I tend to get tunnel vision when aiming down the player. Was this the reason why I rather DPS left? No, he had problems, dude. And your positioning is poor. It's not. Should I have swapped a better support? My team was the Kiriko the correct choice. Kiriko almost always works here. I was a Hardstock Gold in Overwatch 1, so I want to break this curse and get to plat, hopefully. What the hell, dude? You're gonna get to plat in no time. Just gotta play the game a little bit more. Now, about tunnel visioning on Kiriko, I can give you a golden tip. You are allowed to do 3 kunai and then look at your team. Maximum 3 kunai. That's it. Nope. I mean, right here they're full HP. But usually do 3 kunai. If you go for a duel, 3 kunai, then look at your team. Don't do anything else. This is what has always like helped me with Kiriko as well. And I see that you gotta check the Kiridim as well. Nice, you get a trap, heal him up.
Like a gentle rain.
I have a video on YouTube called the Kiriko rules in which I explain the rhythm. Look, here. This is like... You could do more. You know what I mean? Look, and over here, same thing that I talked about at this part, okay? When you were playing from here. You're tightening the angle yourself. Imagine if you approach the fight, let's say, playing from the stags, from here, or even from here, spamming there, spamming inside as well, and healing your team, you know? Instead of like playing here in the open. Your positioning is not bad with Kiriko here, because if you do this actively, then you actually like force resources and stuff. But imagine you play from here. You just spam, you can cover, and you see your team. Because right now they force their abilities, and now you're turning around to fight her. Good wall climbing. Dude, I'm not joking. I don't know how you were gold in Overwatch 1. This is really good. It's just that you're tightening the angles a little bit too much. This is really good. Okay, let's do a 2-minute tutorial on Kiriko. 2-minute tutorial on Kiriko. That is going to help you a bunch. Really fast. So, first things first.
I'll find my own path.
Get into the rhythm, which means you heal, you throw a knife. You heal, you throw a knife. You heal, you throw a knife. You heal a bit, you throw a knife. Or you heal their full HP, knife, knife, heal, knife, knife. Pre-heal even though they're full HP and they're about to take damage. First thing, you heal, you have time for a kunai. Heal, a kunai. The most basic level of the rhythm. You have enough time until your kunai, your Ofuda gets reloaded, okay, to do this. Secondly,
Cool.
if your team is full HP, but they walk into the enemies, you can pre-heal your teammates.
Restoring balance.
So right now, this is a Junker Queen walking into 3 enemies, and she's full HP pre-healing because this has a travel time. See what I mean? It will follow them. They're full HP now, but they might not be full HP when they receive them. And thirdly, don't complicate it. For
Under my
example,
protection.
let's say your team is fighting enemies playing Dig, and you're healing your teammates playing here. Yes, you can play like this, but they can shoot from the same angle. Yes, you can play like this, which is how you usually play. But look
down,
what the
please.
issue is. You look at the enemies, and then you look at your allies. Now, imagine the same thing playing from here. You see your allies, you see the enemies. You know what I mean? You play in cover, you see your allies, you see the enemies. I guess this is probably like the best thing with Kiriko to explain. Yes, a lot of players get in close range, bump, duels and stuff. But I feel like the easiest thing is to respect these 3 goals. You see the enemies, you see your allies, and you have cover. This way, you know how to heal them. Because if you get close to the enemies, you don't see your allies.
Ouch.
Or you have walls, or you're in the open, which happened in that fight that I analyzed. So again, respect these goals. And now let's go into Olaf review. Olaf review, Olaf review, Olaf review. Okay, let me change the data really fast because I feel your aim, I don't think you need to work on your aim. I think your aim is good. Your positioning, this is strictly on Kiriko. I think your positioning is decent. I don't think you should work that much on it either. Your cooldown management with Fade was good. With Suzu, it takes time to understand when to use it. And your ultimate usage, I guess that enters, I would say, in decision making. So decision making is the thing that you have to work on the most, okay? You have to wait for stuff to happen before you do it. You want to like react to what they do. You want to bait them in. So this being said, Olaf recommends you do the following. First, congratulations on submitting a 4 vs 5 VOD. You are cool for doing this. You can still learn from 4 vs 5. Okay, so thank you for this. Thank you for this. I'll play with Yazan in like 30 minutes if he's down to play. This is the first VOD. What I recommend you do is make your Kiriko life easier by respecting these rules. A. See your allies, see your enemies, have cover. Congratulations. Secondly, before using Fox, as in Kitsunegash, wait for abilities ultimates. Third, lower your music so you don't panic when timer is about to end, when the time is about to end. These 3 things will help you climb a lot, dude. I do not know how you're in silver. I'll be honest with you, on your gold in Overwatch. The VOD that we watch, like if you would have submitted this as a clip or something like that, I would definitely say that you're in plat. Definitely in plat. Okay, and fourth one is another one, because this is what you asked. Do maximum 3 kunai before healing team. As in, you can tunnel vision for 1-2 seconds. That's it. You cannot tunnel vision for more. You cannot tunnel vision for more. Okay, you're not allowed to do more. And fifth, get into the rhythm. This is not how you write rhythm. Close enough. Check the Kiriko goals. Check the Kiriko goals for the Kiriko. Get into the check the Kiriko goals video for the Kiriko. I explained it there how to do. Wait, let me search for it. Kiriko goals. Bum 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 bum. Boom. This is the video. On walls if they travel fast enough.
and they disappear.
This is the video, and this is where I talk about Kiriko, I think. Everything that you can do. I do like the more advanced ones as well. Like 2 kunai is the one that I usually do. So hopefully you found this video useful. I don't want to go a little bit deeper in this because we're going to complicate it, and this was a 4 versus 5, so it's hard to analyze team fights in a fair manner because starting the fights 5 versus 5 could have resulted in totally a different approach. But I think that if you use these 5 goals, you'll climb in no time, honestly. So again, make your Kiriko life easier by respecting these goals. See your allies, see your enemies, have cover. Don't complicate the angles, always do this. Yes, you can be aggressive and TP to your teammates and go for duels. Wow, amazing! But you don't need to do that when you're silver right now. If you want to do it, then do it. Go ahead. But that might not result in a lot of wins. Before using Fox, wait for ability/ultimates. You see me doing this as well. I know the timer is off, but we reset the vote a couple of times. You see me do this in Overwatch in my games as well. I'm waiting for an ability to happen or 2 or an ultimate, and then I'm doing that. Then I'm gonna use my Fox. Then I'm gonna fork something. It's something that happens with every hero, that is. 3, lower your music so you don't panic when the time is about to end, because you might not do the same decision if you didn't hear the music in the first place. A lot of people panic. You have time. 4, do maximum 3 kunai before healing the team. This means that you can tunnel vision for like 1 or 2 seconds. Get into the check the Kiriko goals. And 6th, I would say, Kiriko can pre-heal teammates. So even if they're full HP, if they're full HP and they're about to see teammates, you can actually pre-heal them. Kunai are the knives, chat. Hopefully you found this video useful. If you enjoyed it, make sure to subscribe. And good luck with your climb. Hey, I'm Olaf. If you enjoyed the content, make sure to subscribe. Meow.